Hey guys, Bobby Hughes here with Heritage Pride Custom Firearms out here on the Heritage Pride Urban Homestead. I wanted to do a little video for you guys about Hugelkultur and show you my raised beds and a little bit about it. Now, for those of you that don't know what Hugelkultur is, I encourage you to research it. It's a really cool thing. It's been going since the primitive days, just in a different format now. Used to, they would just build up a big mound and it would be a Hugelkultur bed. Now it's a more attractive looking bed with by digging down and burying the wood underneath the bed. But anyway, Hugelkultur is basically the use of wood, decomposing wood underneath your grow beds in order to control the amount of nutrients that your plants get. The wood will actually act as a sort of like a sponge, but not just a soak it up and retain it sponge, but more like a soak it up and release it as the plants need it sponge. So what I've got here is I've got my two beds. They're roughly about 7 by 7, and I've got them divided so that I can control the pH balance in each bed individually based on what I'm growing. So higher pH balance plants will be in one bed, and lower pH balanced plants will be in another bed. Therefore, I can adjust based on what the plants need. So anyway, I did them. I put them together about a week ago, and I made a video at the time, and I started watching it to edit it, and it was just so bleeding long and boring. So basically, I just wanted to touch over it and make a shorter video and just show you guys the beds, just so I could do an update. This is the first beds on the grounds, on the new urban homestead grounds, and so it's going to be our primary garden, or our primary bed for gardening. And what I've done here is I've just used some 2x10s to build my raised bed. Still got to do some work down there to kind of level it up to make it look neat. And then the PVC pipe that's exposed here is something that I came up with, and in theory I feel like it should work well. Never seen it before and never read anything about it, but I'm thinking that it'll probably, in theory, it should work. And what I'm going to call it is an indirect feed system. Basically what it is it's PVC pipe. It goes down, takes a 90-degree turn, and goes across the wood that's buried for the Hugelkultur bed, and then comes back up takes another 90 and comes back up. You've got a vent pipe on that, or a vent hood on that end, and then a cap on this end. And to feed, you would just take the cap off and then put your feed down in, and it's a leach line underneath. So it actually feeds, instead of feeding the plants directly, it feeds the wood, which indirectly will feed the plants. So that's why I called it the indirect feed system. So I don't know if it'll work or if it's even necessary, but in theory I think it'll work, and I just want to try it out and see what happens. So anyway guys, like I said, they're about 7 by 7. Just got regular dirt on them now that was in the yard. This used to be a flower bed before, and Caleb wants to be in the video too. But anyway, it's just a flower bed before, so it was semi-worked before, but it's been years since it was used for anything. And so what I'm going to do is make up a garden kind of topsoil mix. Use some good topsoil and some sand, maybe either some brown river sand or white sand, and then a compost mixture to make a real nice soil that will absorb water, but also will allow water to soak in. With the red clay, it just gets wet, hardens up, and it just retains the water. And then once it hardens up, it'll just shed the water. It won't soak in anymore, it'll puddle. So this will allow, with the topsoil mixture, it'll allow the water to actually soak in and be used. So anyway, the theory behind Hugelkultur too is to minimize watering. The wood will actually soak up the water during a rain and then release it into the soil as it's needed. So it's almost self-watering. So I'm hoping that by the time we get our rain catchment system in, that there's less watering needed. We can use the rain catchment water and not have to use water that we have to pay for here in the city. So one of the tools in urban homesteading is rain catchment, if it's legal in your area. I know a lot of areas it's not illegal. I talked about that, or it's not legal. I talked about that in another video. But anyway, guys, like I said, that's just to give you an update video on our first garden on the urban homestead, which is the Hugelkultur raised beds. And like I said, if you've never heard of Hugelkultur, I encourage you to look it up and test it out, and maybe it'll work for you in a situation where you're at. But I'm going to try it out here, and of course I'll keep you guys updated on the progress. I've got some more videos coming up on seed starting, composting, all kinds of cool stuff now that it's finally getting warm here and we've moved in and all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, till next time, get out there and shoot some guns, be safe, and most importantly, have fun. See you guys later. Say bye. 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 See you guys later.